Man, this film can really make you feel like a teenager all over again. The big guy movie reviews like this review. Hit that subscribe button. There's a Facebook link below, Blip TV link below of the same review with trailer footage. And let's get on with the review of Perks of Being a Wallflower, starring Logan Lerman, Emma Watson, and Urza Miller. This is an excellent movie, directed by Steven Chbosky, directed previous films Rent, Jericho. Okay, just so far, Rent and Jericho. And this was a very good movie. I'm very impressed with this film. Our plot: Logan Lerman plays Charlie, a freshman in high school, and he really doesn't have any friends. He's a loner, pretty much a nerd. Oh, I can identify with this kid. And he's gone through a very tough childhood. He has a sister, Sister Candace, played by Nina Dobrev. And they're really not all that close. His first friend is Mr. Anderson, English teacher, played by Paul Rudd. He's trying not to be friends with his English teacher because he doesn't want to be teacher's pet. He can't get around being it. Later on, he meets up Patrick, played by Urza Miller, who's a senior in high school, and he's not doing too well in school. Barely gets by in school. And Charlie also meets Patrick's stepsister, played by Emma Watson. What the hell is wrong with IMDb? It doesn't even list Emma Watson as one of the top members of the cast? What the fuck? I have to click the full cast crew link in order to get Emma Watson's name. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my god, what the hell's wrong with IMDb? Seriously, Emma Watson should be one of the top names on IMDb for this movie. And you have to click the full cast in order to get her name. That is dumb. Seriously, IMDb, you really stinks. Anyway, yeah, Emma Watson is in the movie playing Sam, and she does a very good job in this film too. I think the two best actors are Urza Miller and Logan Lerman. They do the best job in this film. Dylan McDermott is Charlie's dad, and Joan Cusack is Charlie's mom. And the movie is very good. Obviously, in the movie, you can tell by the trailer that Charlie does develop a crush for Samantha. What teenager wouldn't develop a crush for Emma Watson? Although, I do find it a little bit hard to believe that a senior would Emma Watson's character is a senior, that a senior would fall in love with a freshman. It happens, but that's a rarity, in my opinion. I could believe a freshman would fall in love with a senior, but the other way around. Charlie does end up meeting a couple of other friends. These are pretty small roles, but they're worth mentioning. Mary Elizabeth, played by Mae Whitman, and Alice, played by Erin Wilhelmi. They're not too big in the film. And Paul Rudd gives up one of the best lines in the movie that is very true about life. Always end up falling in love with people that treat him like crap. Or Mr. Anderson says, we accept the love we deserve. And that is very true. A lot of times when we find somebody, we end up just staying with that person because we don't want to be single anymore, without realizing that sometimes you may deserve better. Although sometimes you may actually find the one that you truly deserve and be happy with the rest of your life. But that is a very good line as to why so many people end up in bad relationships. This movie has a lot of drama in it, and there is a lot of truth. And these teenagers actually feel real in the movie. They really feel like you can relate to these characters. I mean, I know that Urza Miller, Emma Watson, and Logan Lerman are really not teenagers anymore, but they've obviously gone through teen years before, so they know what it's like to be a teenager. teenager, and they show this in their acting. I think it's probably Logan Lerman's best role. I've never seen any of Ezra Miller's previous roles, but I would actually say he is a very good actor. This movie really did remind me of what it's like to be a teenager again. I wasn't a popular kid in school when I was in high school. I was the nerd. But I was the kind of nerd that was proud to be a nerd. I didn't mind being the nerd. I didn't mind being unpopular. I didn't care. All I cared about was just whatever friends I had and just getting through school. So I really did identify pretty much with Charlie a lot. And I identified a little bit with Patrick, even though I don't find everything about Patrick to being totally common with. Some of my favorite scenes in the movie, in the play Rocky Horror Picture Show. That is a pretty adult play for teenagers to be doing. I could probably see like some theaters allowing teens to do that, and maybe. I've seen that show live, and it's a pretty adult play. And this movie is also actually based on a book. Steve Chomsky is actually the guy who wrote the novel. So that is very interesting that the guy who's directing the movie, wrote the screenplay, is actually the same guy who wrote the book. Wow. I've never read the book, but so the rating for this film, I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10. I really like this movie a lot. Not one of my favorite films of the year. The thing that keeps this movie from a 10 out of 10 maybe is the drama a bit. It's maybe a bit too much for drama for me. That's all I have to say about Perks of Being a Wallflower.